Good morning. I am so excited to be here with you guys today. What better way to start off our week than with stories of hope? Well, I am Courtney Curry, and I am so excited to be here this morning. My journey began about 7 years ago. I had just given birth to our second son, Patrick, and I was laying in the recovery room. And I was probably a little bit drugged and also a little bit just dazed in excitement. I was dreaming of what life was going to be like as a family of four. And in came a team of doctors, and my husband's face said it all. I knew then something was wrong. And as the doctor stepped forward to talk to me, he started with this: "I am so sorry." That's not a great way to start. It's not a great way to start anything. And so as he spoke, the fear grew in me. This fear of knowing what he was getting ready to tell me. My cancer was back. It had spread. It was all over my ovary. It was in my small intestines. It was in my stomach. It was in my liver. And I would need a radical hysterectomy and to begin chemo right away. I hadn't even taken my little one home yet. I hadn't even introduced him to his big brother. And already I was beginning to panic about the fight that I had ahead. So that's where my journey began. And for the next 3 years, we would fight hard. I did 10 different rounds of chemo cocktails. And while they seemed to keep the cancer at bay, it never fully went away. And what we longed for so much was to hear those words, "no evidence of disease." And so over 3 years, you can imagine, chemo after chemo, the body begins to break down. You get weaker. And that's exactly what happened with me. I was no longer able to be the wife that I wanted to be. I was no longer really able to be the mom that I wanted to be. I spent most of my time in bed. And when I went to chemo, they would do my blood work, take a look, and send me home because I was far too weak to even receive my treatments. And so it wasn't unexpected the day that we got the phone call from my doctor, and he said, "Hey, it's time we need to sit down. We need to talk. We've got to come up with a plan." And I knew what that meant. I knew that our options were limited. I knew that we were running out of things to do, ways to treat. And so I was desperate. And as we sat in that meeting, I can remember crying and saying, all I want to do is be alive. I want to live. I want to be here to see my kids grow up. And he talked about how we were going to need to take a little bit of a break, give my body a chance to rest and to heal before we began treatment again. That we had a few more options. But what he said next, that's what changed the direction of my fight. As he began to talk about how I needed to flood my body, I needed to fuel it to fight, and that we could only get that fuel from what we were eating. My nutrition mattered. And although I wasn't really able to keep a whole lot down, he knew a way that I could get the nutrition my body needed in a simple and effective form. And that's when he started talking to me about Juice Plus. MD Anderson had studied it for 10 years. They looked at the effects of whole food nutrition in Juice Plus and the effects that it would have in women just like me. And what we found from that study was reduced side effects and a longer life expectancy. That's all you had to say. There was hope. And so when I left, I got started. And over the next 12 weeks, I flooded my body. I took my capsules every day and I drank my shake. And you know what we found? My blood work was rebounding. My body was healing. And about 12 weeks later, I was approved to go back to chemo. My body was fueled to fight. And so I have been fueling this way for the last 4 years. And there are times, yes, that I think, oh my goodness, I might need a little extra fuel, and I will double up, even triple up at times. But let me tell you where we're at today. 4 years later, I am still in chemo because I will be for the rest of my life. But I got to hear those words that I longed to hear. No evidence of disease. I am 2 years and almost 7 months cancer-free today. And I am forever grateful. This message, it needs to be heard. The importance of nutrition, the importance of fueling our body to fight, fueling our body to live, it needs to be heard. And I am so proud to now be able to partner with this company and be able to share this message because it has affected me so deeply. Because today I'm healthy and I'm thriving, I'm living, and I am able to be present with those 2 little boys. I'm their mom, and now I'm able to be the mom I wanted to be. So thank you so much for joining us this morning, and thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you have an amazing Monday.